Hey guys, welcome to the Old Man Johnson podcast number 354, where we talk about everything old and Johnson. And today we are talking about Life Saving Apparatus, the new album that is now released on Spotify. And Mike believes it will be up on Apple Music and other streaming software soon, right, Mike?
Yep, anytime now.
Well, let's get to it. Should we play some of the music off Life Saving Apparatus, gentlemen?
Sweet.
Let's do it.
All right, and just so everyone knows, we're going to do a series of these. We're going to put out some more videos on all the songs off Life Saving Apparatus, so watch for those videos. And shortly, we have a brand new, never before released Old Man Johnson song that will be released on all streaming platforms.
Yeah,
It's guaranteed to be released in 2025
So,
guaranteed.
or
so
26.
in the meantime, let's get into A Witch's Christmas.
I've got some time to align all these cards in a row with my friend named Joseph. He's got a rope and a rope for a belt, so he looks just like he's Moses.
Danny, we wrote A Witch's Christmas. Tell what is the background? Did you know this is a background about one of your friends, wasn't it? From high
This
school?
is just a background about a few different people that I've known growing up that were a little different, maybe kind of gothy type people.
I remember
Yeah.
when we recorded this one. This is back like at the height of goth, and it was almost like trendy. All the kids wearing black and white makeup all over their face and stuff. And I think we were just
Wearing
kind of,
cloaks.
yeah, we were writing about the inauthenticity of some people and their stylish decisions, which leads us to my favorite line, which is coming up in a second. Let's listen.
My sister's friend is a witch, so she says when she comes to wish us Merry Christmas. I think it's strange that a witch would wish us Merry Christmas since she's Jewish.
We got to talk about that line. That line still to this day cracks me up. My sister's friend is a witch, so she says when she comes to wish us Merry Christmas. And I think it's strange that a witch would wish us Merry Christmas since she's Jewish.
Maybe it's Druish, like a druid.
Druish. That could be it.
That would have been a more.
Maybe
funny
you heard
thing
the
is-
maybe you heard the line wrong.
I just think it's funny where it's like, hey, why is your sister's friend wishing us Merry Christmas? Isn't she a witch? Yeah, and she's Jewish too.
The funniest part about that whole thing is that it's 100% true. Like that happened.
That's a real
I,
person from
yeah,
Layton,
that's a real
from East
person.
Layton.
Is she still a
She
witch?
may or may not see this on Facebook, but
One thing I really love about this song that I don't know that I paid attention to back in the day is Mike's drumming. Actually, on this whole album, I was just listening to it earlier today before we shot this, and I was just like, I think the reason a lot of this sounds as tight as it did is because we had Mike, who was such a tight drummer, but like a creative drummer, like the sound of the hats opening and closing in between all the parts. Here, let me play a little bit of it.
Says when she comes to wish us Merry Christmas. I think it's strange that a witch would wish us Merry Christmas since she's Jewish.
Anyway, I was just listening to that, like that little up on the upbeat, it just makes your head bob up with the sound of that opening hi-hat. And I think we were able to get a lot away with a lot back then in early 2000s because we just had a super solid drummer kicking out some really
Mhm.
cool beats.
and this song is an example to me of just like all of us doing whatever we could to be creative and not do just the first thing that we thought of. Like I think we all like explored these different areas of. Cause I remember Jordan came up with this main riff when I think you had gone to a concert. It was G Love and the Special Sauce.
Oh, up at Weber State?
That's who it was. Yeah, and somehow that inspired you to come up with that riff that was just using 2 or 3 strings.
Are you talking about like on the main riff, like those opening chords? I do remember.
I can't remember. I can't remember which riff, but I remember it was really cool and different. And then I remember trying to think of a bass line to go on top of it, and like trying to basically just fill in the spaces that you weren't taking. But it was a really different way to do it than I usually did, which I thought was cool.
I do remember this one. I don't remember exactly the like where the ideas came from for this one, but even now it's strange. I can't even remember the chord. I couldn't play this song if I wanted to. It'd take me a minute to figure it out. But I remember the chords. They were open and they were ringing, which was totally different than anything we had done. So I don't remember if it was that or if it was like the influence of Wim. Wim had joined the band as we were like writing this song. But as I was listening to this track as it was playing, your bass line, was this the Silvertone bass?
Yep, you can tell that. So that sounds so good. It's just got this crazy tone,
and it's just growling, like those elongated notes are just holding and growling underneath. And I cannot believe you sold that bass. Listen to that verse again. You can just hear that bass underneath.
She says when she comes to wish us Merry Christmas. I think it's strange that a witch would wish us Merry Christmas since she's Jewish.
Doesn't really sound like a bass. It doesn't sound like a guitar. Yeah. I'm sad that you sold that bass.
It's
you were
so
gonna
cool.
sell it to you were gonna sell it to Pearl Jam's bass player, weren't you?
I tried to. I contacted them when I was selling it because I noticed, I think, Mike, you noticed that Pearl Jam's bass player, Jeff Ament, he was playing the same bass, but we found out it was a copy of the bass that I had that he was playing. And so I was like, well, maybe he wants a real one, but he already had one. So I go on eBay once in a while or Reverb, and I'll find it for sale from time to time. I know it's the same one because it will have some of the same battle scars that Wim put in that bass.
You guys would use your guitars as lightsabers on stage.
Right. It would have some of the same things, but
if you ever see that bass again for sale, let me know and I will buy it instantly. It is one of the best sounding bass guitars we've ever had in our circle. Do you guys want to listen to the rest of this one?
Let's do it.
I just want to talk about that line. I love that line too. So it was take the pasty makeup off and buy some colored clothes. Saints and serpents never worship in the same abode. I always thought that was a clever line. I think we were at a time when I think it just came down to people being inauthentic on what it was they were doing and the way that they were acting. So I just thought that was a clever line.
I wonder where that line came from. I think is that a saying?
I don't think it's a saying.
Make it up?
Yeah, I think I saw that on a license plate. I think that's New Mexico's
bumper sticker.
Saints and serpents never worship in the same abode.
We should make that a bumper sticker.
A really long title on someone's shirt.
So maybe you saw it outside a church.
On a Protestant, on a catchy logo on a Protestant sign.
I'm going to look it up because I wonder.
I think we made it up. Let's give ourselves credit.
I think we did make it up.
Yeah, I don't think it's a saying.
You don't think that's a saying? It rolls off the tongue.
It should be a saying.
All right, here's the rest.
How about that riff too? That was like total, like everybody pitching in to come up with something like that. No one could have thought of that on their own. And this Frankenstein part. I remember this is the part where we'd walk like Frankenstein on the stage.
How do you dance in, what is it, 5/8?
Yeah, it's in 5.
So I think we were trying to do our best to dance in 5/8. Or was it 5/4?
Well, this isn't, I don't know. 5. It's in 5, and then the choruses are in 6, aren't they?
Doesn't the chorus on the end change?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
The chorus on the end like drops.
It's in 5 too, isn't it?
So yeah, here's the chorus earlier.
It's in 6.
And here it is at the end. You know what's funny? I don't think I ever thought about the time. I have not even thought about the time difference. The fact that it does change to 5 there at the end. I've never even thought it. Like it
We
was
had a couple
something
songs that would change.
Yeah.
What was the song that we wrote in the big unit that became was it 44 ounces or something like that? And that one was like going, it was like between 6 and 7. So we had a history of
I know we
playing with time
did.
signatures.
I think I remember us. I don't really remember deciding to make it change, but
That's what I'm saying.
Um,
Like, to me, it doesn't feel like it was a conscious decision. I'm sure we had a conversation, or maybe Mike's just like, here, just play it like this, and we just followed along.
Oh, I'm sure I came
Mhm.
in with, some beat, and then because we don't want to do the whole song in 5, you go back and forth. And back then I was trying to be cool, playing in odd time signatures a lot. That was my jam. Look how cool I am because I can play in 5.
You achieved it. It was
that's
cool.
the thing. Like at some point, we started thinking, "Oh, we don't need to do that to be cool." But now I'm thinking we were much cooler back then.
It was always, the idea was let's see if they'll dance in 5.
They never did.
They never did.
We
They
pissed
didn't
off
dance in
them
4
all the time.
or 6. No
They
dancing.
went to the other sides of the bar where the stage wasn't, and they left us in there with the empty room.
But
Well, if
this
only
stuff,
they were playing in 4.
all this music worked for an all-age audience, which is what we were predominantly playing to. So when we played for an audience of people who wanted to come out and see music, it worked. I think we did try this a few times in bars. We played Liquid Joe's. I don't know if that ever really worked over there. We did that one Brewski's Beatnik show. I don't know how well it went over there.
What was that place we played in Salt Lake? Oh, what was it called?
Yeah, but
Yeah, Butts.
That's a great poster. That poster is still up in the old Orange Studios. It's still on the wall.
it is.
Wow.
It is.
That took so long to draw.
That's a good poster. I forgot the Yabbutts. Didn't we play Yabbutts a few times?
Well,
Yeah,
we might have. Is that the one that they put our name on the marquee and everything?
I
It was
think
like a pool
so.
hall or something like that.
And before we started playing, they said, "Hey guys, look, if you're gonna want to play, you're gonna have to pay the sound guy $100 because you didn't bring anybody here, and the people you did bring snuck in through the back door."
Of which no one bought any alcohol. You owe the
Yeah,
sound guy $100.
Yeah. So then we all had to pool together our money and pay the sound guys.
And then I think we left that show, went outside, and someone conned us out of like another $20 for gas money, said they would mail it back to us or something.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm still waiting on that $20 with interest to arrive in the mail any day now. Well, there was A Witch's Christmas, the first song on our journey through Life Saving Apparatus.